back again. I wonder if the name can bring him at least, you know, be a good luck charm to him, because last time he had this name, yes, he won in MDL. Neutron Beta champions and then made it to the grand finals of Piala Presiden.
Piala Presiden, but of course, drafting phase here we go. So there's a hero ban in this patch, which is the Phoveus, which has been proven to be quite strong as well. Some say a counter towards the Hylos, if you pick it up. But if you take a look at the bans going on, the Fanny Zuxin and the Valentina taken out of the board. Meanwhile, for FNATIC ONIC, they want to limit Ryota's options with that link taken away. And of course, for the Luoyi as well, a staple of Sway Lows. And they just kind of want to target bans, the choices for Rebellion Esports here.
Right, I really respect this Luoyi because of the diversion pressure, because that has been nerfed. Or are they just concerned about the damage output, right? Because for Luoyi, the strengths come in two forms. It's that global presence, and it's also in that team fighting, and in that level 1 to level 2 early game power spike. For Rebellion though, it's gonna be the Zask, but we've seen that in the past days here, the Zask has been a lot easier to deal with compared to the Sushin. So Rebellion will have this pesky mid laner, but they won't have the kind of burst magic damage available for a threat towards the backline from their mid lane.
Yeah, on the point of the Luoyi, I feel like for FNATIC ONIC, it's just respect towards the man who started the Luoyi, right? The pioneer of the Luoyi. Yeah. They were the first ones to make a debut with the Luoyi pick, to make it work, actually. And that was also, I believe, the series where they were able to get it done against FNATIC ONIC 2-0. First game it was the Luoyi, and then game 2 it was banned out, but then they still found a segue play with Cars on the Paquito.
Yeah, that was one of the most heartbreaking losses with the Aurora and the Roger. Again, the power of kind of like going for Roger in the first phase is, of course, you can flex it. It can go either to the jungle or to the gold lane. But with this Aurora pick, is it going to be a counter towards his Zask?
Yeah. Kind of. It's just so easy to deal with the network spawns. And later in a fight, I mean, the idea is that you go in, you use the Dominator's Descent, and you're just doing a lot of damage. Now there's just AoE crowd control that can kind of stop you from doing so, stop you from diving in, or at least stop your team from kind of backing you up when you go in like that. And we've seen when the Dominator's Descent gets left alone, it can get bursted down really, really fast. This Aurora has been banned several times in yesterday's matches. So I think we're gonna see great usage of it, especially against a Hayabusa right here. That passive, the extra chance at life for the Aurora can come in very handy here.
Of course, for the Haya ult to come through, Aurora kind of has that innate immortality. For the Moskov also picked up there for Matt, and this Arlet again, just giving away the potential of a flex. Now they can flex two lanes at once here, Mirko.
Yeah. They got the Arla, they got the Roger. Great flex here, a great first phase draft, and now they're actually already setting up for, or banning away, denying away the setup for Rebellion Esports here. They have the Hayabusa, they have an Assassin in the jungle, so usually when you have an Assassin, you want to have a beefy boy in XP that can just go for setup. So I'm expecting maybe the Hylos and the Terizla to get banned out from Cars. We have seen, though, Rebellion try utilizing some of the full damage output composition, so it won't be strange to see him go on the Yu Zhong here up against FNATIC ONIC if the Hylos and the Terizla do get banned out.
Well, if that happens, right, I think the big weakness for that full damage composition is if there's not a crowd control to stop you, to stop the mobility from your opponents, and if there's a lot of ways to buy time. And honestly, for FNATIC ONIC, there's quite a few available right here. So if Rebellion wants to go for that, they gotta ban away some of these big counter engages, right? Something like the Minotaur, I think, should be respected. Because worst case scenario for Rebellion, they usually have this very straightforward approach, an all-in almost, when they go for an engage. If they want to all-in into a Minotaur, we've seen how chaotic that can be. Against, if you add the Final Slash on top of that, that can spell doom, man. A whole Minion Fury, Final Slash, into the Glacier combo from Aurora, that's a done deal.
I mean, Minotaur is, of course, a staple for both roamers, for all ECS and for Keyboy as well. So you just gotta take a look at what they want to ban out. The high loss was kind of free in the first phase, but nobody really want to pick it up. So yeah, it was all done. But the Rafaela ban, interesting, a ban there coming in from FNATIC ONIC. I don't want to deny that extra healer or healing potential as well on the side of Rebellion Esports. For Rebellion Esports, They're still waiting to pick up a strong XP laner as well for ODCS, or rather for
Cars?
Cars, yeah, because Cars is also well known for having that fighter style with him, the Paquito, the Benedetta, as well as the Terizla or the Yuzongs, but taken away, I feel like.
I mean, it's also a very interesting matchup we have to highlight right here in the EXP lane. Cars and Ludpi, both very dynamic, very aggressive, and they have no issue going for a more damage-oriented build. Their teams have no issue kind of drafting up a composition that allows them to just function a bit more like a fighter or even an assassin sometimes. So with both Cars and Ludpi comfortable in that situation, are we going to see a lot of solo kills, a lot of duels just happening in the EXP lane? And if that is the case, if both coaches feel like that is going to be the way to go, then you can expect some really strong dueling picks. And we've seen something like a Thamus come up, I believe, by FNATIC ONIC as well. Exactly. So I think it's quite interesting to kind of think about that.
It's so interesting to see that for both Ludpi and Cars. I mean, for Cars, most of the times, yes, he has also been the winning condition for Rebellion Esports every now and then, playing through the side lanes and also picking up those kill threat XP laners, the Paquitos and all that. But for Ludpi, for most of the times, he has been the ace card for FNATIC ONIC in a sense that he will be the enabler, he will be the initiator for FNATIC ONIC, but he has been much more comfortable now, picking up the Paquito, picking up the Thamus, just to dish out more damage, and he has been the main carry for FNATIC ONIC as well in most of the games.
I think what's a fun fact as well is if we want to go back to Season 13, that win for Rebellion against FNATIC ONIC, it was Boots that was playing, but he was playing the Arlet. Cars picked up the Paquito into the Arlet, right? So when the Arlet wants to go for team fights, that is what Ludpi does. When he does go on the Arlet, the Paquito will just punish in lane. Kind of a Dyren playstyle back in Season 10 as well. Just push your lane, try to find an individual lead, and then utilize that to work it around the team fight somehow, or fully commit, double down on the lane, and then go for another segue, forcing the enemies to maneuver away from the neutral objectives, giving the rest of the team an advantage. With a damage output composition, I think that could be the way to go. That could be something that they were thinking about. But obviously, the safer route would just be to pick up a setter, a tankier dude in the XP for Cars. Because right now, I think the Edith is also up for grabs. They could still definitely go for that. It's still also a very good flex pick for them. I don't think they can use flex pick anymore, actually, right? I mean, they're on blue side. They got to pick the two last picks after the first pick from FNATIC ONIC on red side.
Which is a bold move, because usually we see that you would let go and show your roamers first, your EXP lane first, because you just want to get a strong winning matchup with good wave clear in general. That's what you require right now to have presence in the EXP lane. So you can kind of hide your jungler, you can hide your mid laner. But for Rebellion, it's the exact opposite. They immediately show off their mid lane and their gold lane, and even their jungler immediately, right? So there's not a lot of flex available, but now you wonder, if they're so confident in showing off the picks that are usually hidden, what exactly do they have cooked up for the EXP lane, right? Are we going to see something we haven't seen before? The Phoveus isn't available just yet, so you do think you start thinking, okay, like what could they use, right? What kind of idea is this? It's going to be a duelist overall. What is the camera right on?
Hey, there you go. Wait,
that was lightning fast. That was a Selena as well. I think they might still be testing it out. I don't believe.
Yeah, I don't think.
But we have seen the Layla before in previous tournaments.
Seen. But
shout outs to Bren, who was still coaching RQ back then. I think, Hoshi, they already changed back to Hoshi. We saw the Layla against the Paquito, against Bren, and it was now. Okay, we're back. Here we go.
Only a test. And yeah, back to the drafting phase we go. Thank you so much for bearing with us. As I clap my hands, the game starts again.
Wow, how did you do that, Realize?
It's insane. It's a very, very expensive skill to
much faster, Realize.
Yeah. Now, the Minotaur taken out. Of course, trying to avoid that initiation and engagement potential coming in from ODCS, because this is a roamer that has been known to also don the Minotaur.
I mean, Dyren on the Edith was able to punish the Hayabusa yesterday with an Earth Shatter that has a channel time. On a Minotaur, you know, ONIC can do it even better. So I think the fast utilization crowd control tools need to be denied here, I think, from the side of Rebellion as well. They're just concerned about the Hayabusa getting locked down right here, because technically two members here can really lock him down. The Roger can chase him through the quad shadow, but for Rebellion, they get away with Julian, so they don't want to allow ONIC to get that pick-off strat, pick-off burst damage advantage.
Yeah, and history coming in for the new jungler, Ryota. 11th to 12th place in MPL ID Season 8. First place for the GoPay Arena Championship 2023. Third place Axis Cup MLBB Season 4, and 12th to 14th place of MDLID Season 9. So of course he has that experience within him. It's just up to how he want to iron out the stage jitters, the experience, you know, in the face of ONIC, or FNATIC ONIC rather, and they pick up the Grok for Keyboy.
We haven't seen this Grok too often in recent times, but against a Hayabusa, when was it? It was another tournament where I saw Hayabusa struggling to just secure some camps against the Grok, man. It's a brutal time, but with Rebellion having the Zask, if the Zask can get some assistance clearing, right, and he can rotate, that Nightmare Spawn can do a lot of damage to the Grok, you know, that technically can't really, he just has to walk around and take the zaps coming in from the Nightmare Spawn.
There you go. Oh, and the Barats.
Yeah, Edith and Barats. Like you said, Edith is going to be a very, very strong laner now. Quite meta for most teams here in MPL ID Season 14. Now, of course, for FNATIC ONIC, they have sealed the fate. The Arlet will most likely go to the XP lane, the Grok in the hands of Keyboy. Now, it's either they pick up a jungler for themselves or a gold laner.
Yeah, do they want to go for Ruby Gold here and play around the Roger and Albert, or do they want to go still for an assassin? Because they could go for an assassin. Still, they decide to go for the Harith instead, which means Roger jungle. Harith in the gold lane against the Moskov. We saw the Harith dominate a Moskov. I think it was yesterday. Yep, or 2 days before, but hey, yeah, Harith winning lane against the Moskov, so setting up for a lot of kill pressure.
Yeah, a lot of kill pressure as well as lane dominance. Of course, Harith's one of the strongest lane bullies you can have in the game. And now the draft index here, Arashi, for both teams. What are you thinking?
Well, it really seems to hint towards Rebellion, but I gotta say, I feel like I see more potential for FNATIC ONIC. It's just a bit more dynamic, and there are a lot more tools available for wide-scale plays. For Rebellion, they have tools that are segmented. They have good poke with the Zask,